Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video, I have Cameron with me because I thought it'd be good to have his insight on this topic.
I'm wearing too much red right now. Sorry.
Okay, stay still. We're gonna talk about the average cost of living in Salt Lake City. I was asked in a comment on one of my videos about how much it costs to live here, roughly, how much to budget for living here, how much utilities cost. So I thought I would break it down a little bit.
That's worse. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
Sorry.
You ready?
I'm growing out my hair, and it's that awkward stage right now. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. So, average cost of living, I'm going to say, looking at Salt Lake City as a whole, the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment is like $1,000. It gets a little bit more expensive if you're in more desirable neighborhoods, trendy neighborhoods, if you're living in a bougier apartment. For example, if you're downtown, you can probably get a really nice one-bedroom apartment for $1,300 or $1,400. And obviously, it can go up from there if you're looking at penthouse suites. I can't talk. And if you're looking for like a house, like a 3-bedroom house, on average, I would say that's like $2,000 for like a 3-bedroom. Would you agree with that?
In the downtown area, yeah.
Downtown's even worse, I think.
What area are you talking about right now?
I'm just meant like in general, it's on average 2,000.
In general. Yeah, I mean, depending on where you are, of course. But yeah, about, like, I would say a townhome could be like 17 up to like 22. Yeah. And then same with a house, like depending on the area you're in.
Yeah, that's like a really good, just kind of average pricing. And utilities, it's really hard to say because it's going to vary so much. Like, how insulated is your apartment? How new is the building? Are you in a basement apartment? Are you like in a duplex that was created out of a house? I feel like that's all going to add to like how much it's going to cost. And some places, the landlord will cover like trash, sewer, and water. At our place, it's on average, I think like $30 for trash, sewer, and water. We have a 1-bedroom apartment that's like 550 square feet, small 1-bedroom. But I would say utilities are about $60 for gas and electric. And then we have a media package, unfortunately. And we pay $130, and amongst other things, it includes internet. And the internet, I would say here, is probably about $50, but it's included in our media package.
So it's like, yeah, it's like encompasses like you have to have like key fobs, and then like the batteries for like they have the keyless entry,
an app to like change like your thermostat.
Yeah, so like if I'm at work and I'm like super cold and I don't feel good or whatever, I can like jump on my app and be like, I'm gonna crank the heat to 80, and I can.
And so when you get home, it's like nice and toasty.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, whatever. So, and then also includes DirecTV and stuff like that. But I would say for just internet alone, if you're just getting internet, I would say it's probably like $50 on average.
And the big thing about Salt Lake, and I mean, I'm sure other areas too, but media packages are at like, if you're going for a newer complex, yeah, you are getting a media package. Like, I think there's only like 3 complexes that I know of, at least, that don't have media packages.
Yeah, there are places that don't have the media packages, and like they're newer, like fancy places, and they use it as like a perk. But pay attention to other added fees because
they, like, make you pay
they
for
find
parking
other ways,
or like something like that.
Like here, we don't have to pay for parking, but we have a media package fee. And another apartment complex we were checking out, they charge, I think, $75. Was it 75? I feel like it was 75.
It's like 50 or 75
for per car.
For like 1 car per month in the parking garage.
But they don't have media package fee.
If you had a second car, it was like extra because you should only have 1 car apparently.
So just pay attention. Like, if they do have media package fee, make sure that you're aware of that and make sure you understand like what that's going to cost you and what it includes. And if it doesn't have a media package fee, which means like, you know, if you're like choosing a place that's just like owned by somebody and they're renting it out, like a condo or like a house, obviously that won't have a media package fee. But for apartment complexes, just make sure you're paying attention to those little details, just because there's a lot of media package fees everywhere. So to find apartments, I'd recommend going online. Do a Google search. That sounds like super simple. There is no magical website. A lot of people here in Utah recommend KSL. I haven't found KSL to be super worthwhile or successful for me in my searches.
KSL is like Utah's version of Craigslist. Just
God.
Okay.
KSL, don't recommend.
2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not. I'll say 10 out of 10. Don't recommend. Is that a thing?
2 out of 10. Don't recommend.
A lot of people suggest it though, so I would say go ahead and take a look. You never know. Like, it might work out well for you. It just hasn't been successful for me. I haven't found anything good on there, but you might. So check out KSL. Besides that, I would say check out Trulia, Zillow, Apartment List, especially for some of those like big search engines like Apartment List. This is obviously, you can tailor it to like your budget, what kind of apartment you're looking for, how many bedrooms, what neighborhood. I recommend that. If you are looking for like houses or condos that are just like owned by people who are trying to rent them out, that's when I would say KSL might be the way to go. You could even look on Craigslist too. And depending on, I know that there's a few different like Facebook groups that might have people posting stuff on there. I don't actually know what they are, but you can look into that. I'm just gonna point you in that direction. I know there's a couple different pages for Park City where people post up whenever there's stuff available, or people say, hey, I'm looking for like a roommate situation or one bedroom. So there's a few different options on Facebook groups as well. But that's it. I think those are just our tips for finding a place, as well as just the average cost of living here.
It's just one of those things where like groceries like cost a certain amount no matter where you are. You know, like the baseline for how we see whether things are cheaper or expensive is because we grew up in Arizona. So for instance, for us, paying more than $1 for an avocado is ridiculous.
Avocados
and here
are
they're
expensive.
like $3, which pisses me off.
Like $2,
but if they're on sale, you can get them for
they're
$2.
expensive here.
But they're expensive here. So groceries in general are, I would say, the same price as Arizona. The tax is a little different, but it's not that big of a deal. Gas is cheaper, but well, if you're in Phoenix, it's not cheaper. Phoenix gas is pretty cheap. So gas is cheaper as a whole than it is in Arizona because Arizona has a lot of different cities and towns and stuff. But you're getting 85 octane fuel for that cheaper price. So for the 87 that you can get anywhere else, so 85 octane is just, it burns cleaner, like it has more vegetable oil in it. The problem with that is some cars do not react well to 85, my car included. So I have to pay more for the 87, where in Arizona, that's the standard of like the lowest grade you can get.
As far as other categories, like we're talking like gas and like groceries and all of that, it's all going to be kind of comparable. It's hard to say like if it's more expensive or not. I mean, on average, I would say it really just depends. Like for both of us, we spend anywhere from $50 to $70 on average a week on groceries. But like it just depends on like what kind of food you like to eat, what you like to buy. So yeah, my biggest advice is go ahead and go online and do some like research and figure out like what would work for you, what tailors to you. And of course, if you haven't come out and visit yet, I would definitely recommend visiting before deciding to live here. That you can actually see what it's like. You look so distressed.
Oh, I'm not distressed. I'm just, you know, tired. If you're not LDS, you don't want to live down south. Unless you're okay with that, you know. Some people, it doesn't bother them. But then other people, it does. Personally, I like to be able to go buy coffee and to go get a beer every once in a while at a restaurant. And the restaurants down there have non-alcoholic beer. And it's frustrating. Why are you recording me ranting about this?
Me trying to film a video with Cameron, and he takes over. Like, he thinks he's the star of the show. And he just keeps talking and talking and talking.
I am the belle of the ball. You bring me on here, you don't even pay me, and then you expect me to not steal the spotlight? Like, look at me. I am a spotlight stealer. Hunted. Look at me.
Alright guys, so those are just kind of our tips / insight on the cost of living here. Obviously, it's more focused on utilities and apartments specifically, but if you have more questions, leave them down below. If you are from Utah / Salt Lake City and you have some more insight, of course, leave them down because it's always helpful to get more people's opinions and insight. Obviously, it's just our opinion. And yeah, if you have any more questions, I would love to answer them in the comment section. / it also gives me good ideas of what I can make for like videos for you guys. That is it. Don't forget to like this video. It helps out a lot. More people will be able to see it the more likes it gets. So anyone else looking for Salt Lake videos will see this one. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see the next videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.